What's going on? We back. Goodfellas Sports TV. Squeezing the early morning stream today. Maybe a tad busy, so I want to go ahead and get it out the way. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Blessings to the brothers and sisters supporting the channel, man. Definitely appreciate everybody for showing love, man, and tapping in. Don't forget, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, or video request. But yeah, man, about to be in here talking some real good boxing shit, man. I want to talk a little bit about the potential fight between Regis, Prograis, and Josh Taylor. And I kind of want to give live reaction to the comments James Toney had for Errol, the true Spence, Tory Beckford, what's going on? Oh, shit, what's going on in the building, man? And, yeah, man, I think this might be the best fight you get all year if everything lined up right now. From what I understand, I looked at an interview on the Boxing Socialist. I think that's what it's called, but give me a minute, and I'll tell you where to find it at. I don't know what happened to that interview. I was just watching it. Give me a minute. Look at my history. But it's on one of them UK sites, man. They did an interview with Josh Taylor, man, and can't remember where I seen it at, but I think it's the Boxing Socialist, and he confirmed. Oh, my bad. I'm in the wrong shit. So I'm gonna give you that interview in a minute. Hold on. Give me a minute. And yeah, it's the Boxing Social, excuse me. And I'll link it in the description, man. Josh Taylor does an interview, and he says that he expects Ivan Barashnik to fight him. You know, so he said he expected to fight Ivan Barashnik. He got a link right here. Next, and the fight for a world title from his understanding. So I believe Regis Prograis and Josh Taylor is going to be the best fighter this year to be made. Anything short of Benavidez Plant, who else you got out there? Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, Wilder Joshua. Anything short of that is probably going to fall far under that. What's up, Ricky? I see you. Sheem G, what's going on? Ali 313. So I don't know about the final though, bro, because Ramirez talked in February about dropping out. For Ramirez, it might get the WBA for Relic and drop out. No, he gonna fight. He gonna fight him. Harry Ferguson, what's going on? Naquan, what's going on? But he said he expect Barashnik to be in there, and I heard that this talks that Ricky Burns is supposed to be replacing him if it happened, but he said it's 90% that Barashnik gonna be in there. So that's from his mouth. What's going on, Quan? What's going on? How the family doing? So, but I think, yeah, like I said before, Regis Prograis not gonna duck Josh Taylor. I just don't believe. I don't believe that's in his character. He not gonna get the belt and then duck out unless they don't have the funds. So I mean, it could be where they get this far and then they don't have the funds and they go their separate ways. But if Prograis don't fight Taylor, if he get past Relic, he gonna be looked at as a coward. You know, for real, man. I don't just think that's in his character. You know what I'm saying? He seemed like a real thorough dude. And that seemed like a real good fight. That seemed like an Atlantic City type of fight. But the bad thing about it is that in a hardcore and purist in a optical, that's a super fight. Prograis and Taylor's a super fight. No matter how you want to cut it, when you talking about the purest of the purest, nah, it ain't, you know, all four belts on the line. But like I said, it's more business and politicking to get all four belts. You know what I'm saying? The IBF, the WBA, WBO, WBC. It's more politicking than anything, man. But right here, this is probably the best you're gonna get right here this year, man. And people saying Jacobs and Canelo, that could very well turn out to be a fantastic fight. But at the end of the day, we already know what's gonna spoil it. It's gonna be the scorecards, or Danny Jacobs got to go in there and knock him out. Now, if Danny Jacobs go in there and knock out Canelo, then shit, you know, that's probably gonna be the fight of the year. I don't think nothing else can really get there. Naquan Gay said, showing love, bro. The new setup, appreciate it. He said, no, I know he not gonna duck. I was just saying, I thought Barashnik I thought he dropped out too, but apparently they must have paid him up front. That was the issue. A lot of guys is waiting on the back end to get their check. Usually when you fight, you get your check after the fight. What's so funny about it is their promoters get their bread first. You know, in a normal setup, the promoters get theirs off the top. And I was listening to Mikey Garcia, who went MIA. I'm gonna touch on him as well too. Kind of transition between this and the James Toney situation. But But yeah, you know, a lot of them get their money up top. He said that basically the network pays for the main event and the promoter pays for the undercard. That might give you a glimpse of why the undercards be so terrible, you know, because they might say, okay, I'll give you $5 million. And I said this before, but we got a lot more subscribers from than I said it last time. But they go and say, we give you $5 million for, let's say we give you $5 million for Toney Harrison versus Erickson Lubin. The fighters might get 1.5 apiece. You know what I'm saying? They get 3. And then the other 2, the promoter might spend $500,000 on the undercard, you know, knowing they cheap ass, and then, you know, the other 1.5 just go in their pocket. So the promoters get that bag first. Period. They get the bag first. So at the end of the day, they get that bread first. However you slice it, the promoters cash the check first. They going around shopping. They going around buying new suits, tricking off however they trick off, and they get that bread first. But that's just how it boiled down. And Barashnik just wanted his money up front, and maybe they overcompensated him in front of his bread up front. All these dudes got the money. You know, they should. Going around in their fancy suits and shit. But, you know, they need a tournament like this, man. But they need a better platform on both sides of the pond. In the UK and America, they need a better platform to put it on. The zone ain't just where it's at. You know, they needed Al Heyman. They needed somebody that's a mutual friendship of Al and Bob to get together and make a tournament like this happen. You know what I'm saying? And just, you know, even if it's on a smaller scale, but to get back on Regis is fighting the end of this month. He fighting in Lafayette versus Relic, Louisiana Lafayette. Now, I'm definitely going to tap in for that. I might even pay the dub to see that, man, and just to support Regis Prograis. But let me pull up the schedule, man. I know it's the end of April, if I'm not mistaken. And then after they win their separate fights, they fight each other. So I think it's gonna be a hell of a show, man. Then we got a ton of boxing next week too, man. I'll be speaking on that all this weekend or in the beginning of next week. But April 27th, it's on the Sunday in Lafayette. Donaire and Tite is on the undercard. And then that same day, Rob Reacher Jr. is fighting Rancis Bartholomew. So another hell of day. So hello, CJ. Regis needs more support. He a good fighter. Yeah, Eugene. That's why I'm doing a video on him. But the zone is just, a lot of people just got so much ill will and got so much poison towards the zone that he's just a casualty of war. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care if the zone succeed or not. My whole issue with the zone ain't got nothing to do with Regis Prograis. And Josh Taylor supposed to be fighting, hopefully, Barashnik the 18th, and then Nuyuwa and Manny Rodriguez, which we expect that to be stretch season. Will, what's going on for Nuyuwa? It's one of the best fighters in the world. Same day as Deontay Wilder. So we got a lot of stacked cards coming up too. But to get back on this Regis Prograis and Josh Taylor, that's gonna probably be the best fight. It's a super fight for us hardcore fans, man. And of course, when that fight creep up, you're going to have a lot of dudes that ain't spoke a lick of Josh Taylor or spoke of Regis Prograis all year, and they going to try to hop on the bandwagon and try to break down the fight and profit off subscribers and money and super chats off the fight. And knowing damn well they wasn't supporting Regis Prograis. I did a Regis Prograis video a couple weeks ago, about a week ago. So I'm definitely going to talk about his fight versus Relic. Relic is a good fighter. Beat up Rancis. What's so funny about it, they fight a week apart. Or they fight the same day, excuse me. Rancis and Relic, and you know, Relic got robbed versus Rancis the first fight, so then Rancis the same night in Showtime he fight Robert Jr. But at the same time, man, I'm gonna support the zone if Regis on it. If Regis and Taylor fight, I'm gonna pay the 20. I pay the money to see Regis and Relic fight. Why not? Why not? You know, at the end of the day, everybody paying, you know, PBC pay-per-view. They paying Showtime, you know, for, you know, what they want to see. But at the same time, them niggas don't support black people. What's up, Greg? Them motherfuckers don't really care about y'all ass. I'm telling y'all that from experience. There's a lot of these dudes that been in the trenches that know PBC is they don't give a fuck about your black ass. You know, maybe you want to say it be whoever handles they credentials or how you treated when you on site, man. That's why I really don't pledge allegiance to nobody, man. You had Eddie Hearn around here paying channels to do shit. When the last time you seen PBC, you know, reach out to do a partnership with Ego or Dante or whoever it be? And these the same niggas. And I remember the brother from Hoop Jab, Neil. Neil Johnson from Hoop Jab. I don't know if y'all ever watched Hoop Jab. He was saying this shit years ago. Man, he was saying this shit years ago. Anonymous Dream, what's going on? He was saying this shit years ago. He said when we go and support these fights, any hole in the wall they had these fights at, and we spend our hard-earned money getting to these fights and covering these fights. And then when the big fights like Canelo and Floyd come up, they deny us press credentials. But, you know, Dan Rayfield, I'm paraphrasing here, and Kevin Iole, they sit here and talk shit about Al Heyman, call him all types of names, write bad articles, say he bad for boxing, and they get comped and they get to walk right on in. And that's so funny that I never really thought about that until I started speaking on it out loud. That I remember him saying that 3 or 4 years ago. Amir Schuler, he was saying that shit 3 or 4 years ago. Maybe even longer. You know, and Neil is a good brother, man. He was saying that shit a long time ago, man. That all these reporters go to the hole in the wall, and then when the big fights come up, they build it, they talk about it. And then you got Dan Rayfield and Kevin Iole. I'm not saying Kevin Iole or Keith Idec and none of them bad, just in particular, but they are. But they the ones that get comped for that shit, man. But as soon as the what's her face on YouTube say one bad thing about Kenny Porter, one thing bad about Sean, one bad thing about PBC, you blacklisted. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said before, they don't keep it 100, man. They not out here sponsoring black channels. Marco Rivera the ones calling scores on Fox. Like, how the fuck that work? You know what I'm saying? Because he paid for a whole bunch of subscribers and shit. That nigga ain't the hardest working, the most knowledgeable nigga out here. He do interviews. This nigga rarely drop knowledge, but you gotta look at shit like that with clarity. You know, so before you sit there and you pledge allegiance, like here, man, I don't give a fuck for Bob Arum. Real talk. I want to see Terrence Crawford fight Errol. You know, I don't really care to subscribe to the Zone long term because I don't like Eddie Hearn. And I don't care to support them either because Golden Boy is racist as shit. You know, but at the end of the day, when you really get into the trenches, you get behind the scenes, you network with other people, man, motherfuckers be saying, man, be begging, won't you go cover this fight? Fuck no, man. If I go, I'm going as a spectator. If I happen to catch a few niggas at the Barclays Center, I chop it up. You know, I had Gary Russell come on last year around this time. I met him at the Barclays Center. He shouted out his fight. But real talk, man, y'all really should be here in y'all feelings and thinking PBC for y'all, bro. And I'm telling y'all, that's not the case. Because if it was, they would deliver the fights that y'all want to see. If they was, you know, Eddie Hearn is around here spreading bags, nigga. Like, not only dropping the Zone codes off and letting people profit off the Zone and getting a percentage off of that, not only paying his UK, YouTubers, whoever he sponsored behind the scenes, money to pop off shit and change the narrative, he really out here feeding niggas' families and shit. When the last time Al or anybody from Showtime came and fed you? I don't know when. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody out there. But they ain't never came to none of the black channels and offer shit like that. So at first, I was kind of mad at Dante for taking that subscription code and shit. But really, you can't get mad at the nigga. You can't get mad at the nigga. Who got more influence over boxing right now promoting fights? We do. Do we get credit? No, man. The real only people that get credit is the ones that go out there and the ones that's their favorite. And I keep it at that, man. So that's my whole premise on it, man. If it's a fight I want to see, I pay for it. No matter what network it's on. I pay for it. You know, and Prograis and Taylor is something that should be supported. Regardless of the platform. John Rushton or John Skipper ain't did shit to me. Okay, John Skipper played with his nose. You know how many fighters in the past played with their nose? So the nigga ain't did shit to me. Now I'm not about to sit out here and cap for the Zone, but I'm telling you, that's a great fight. Taylor and Prograis is an excellent fight. And if I had to sit down with some casual people, I would say watch this fight. It's a dog-eat-dog type of fight. You got two guys that got established amateur backgrounds. You got two guys that naturally big for 140. You got two guys that's hungry. I ain't never seen, Regis Prograis take a step back when somebody name mentioned. And I ain't seen Josh Taylor do nothing but put off real confidence. Not arrogance. People think it's arrogance, but it's confidence. But a lot of people don't watch a lot of his interviews or whatever the situation may be. Yeah, a lot of people like this nigga is, watch when he get there, he talk a lot of shit. Yeah, he got the Zone code. Yep. If you use the Zone code, he get a percentage of the proceeds, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, I think that's how it go. So at the end of the day, I'm gonna support the World Boxing Super Series, man. You gotta get out that thing and fuck this. And I feel, man, fuck Eddie Hearn and fuck Oscar De La Hoya. You know what I'm saying? He shot out there and tried to butt break Deontay Wilder. And he sat there and tried to really emasculate him and really, you know, strip him his dignity like we gonna go for the okie doke. You know what I'm saying? So you ain't gonna get that with me. I ain't supporting none of the Tevin Farmer fights, that bullshit. Andrade apparently, so I'm gonna talk about Andrade. I'm gonna talk about Andrade in another video, man. So, you know, so he was trashing them for the, yeah, at the end of the day, shit, he explained why. I don't know, somebody sent it to me or Callie was telling me about it. So money talks, bullshit walks. You know, yeah, the World Box Series ain't got nothing to do with Eddie Oscar. So money talks, bullshit walk. That just show you, man, that's just what it is. Regis will beat Taylor. Regis is that dude. I'm not sure about that. It's a good fight. I favor Taylor right now, but Barashnik can tell me a lot. Barashnik is also a Lou DiBella fighter with Regis Prograis. So maybe that's why Regis Prograis is thinking about getting out. But Barashnik is a guy that throw everything at the same speed. But it's another guy that a lot of people think might be on some shit. Because that nigga don't get tired. But if you got some type of defense, like a nigga like Crawford to eat Barashnik up, he'd stop Barashnik depending on how good Barashnik chin in 5 rounds or under. You know, Barashnik throw everything at the same fucking speed. But if you ain't on your P's and Q's, he'll get you. And that's the thing about Taylor. Taylor ain't got great upper body movement. He put the high guard on, and he'll dip low and kind of curl and kind of, you know, brace for impact. But he ain't got no upper body movement. You know what I'm saying? He ain't slipping punches like that. If Taylor had upper body movement, dude, he would probably be, you know, he'd probably be the elite of the elite fighter. Regis Prograis would have no chance versus that man. Kurt Sugar, what's going on? He would have no chance versus Regis Prograis, but by him not having no head movement, then he got a chance. And then Prograis, he ain't never fought a fighter that's as talented as Josh Taylor. So that's what make it great. He'll fight Relic, and that give him an edge. Relic is really tough and rough, and we can't overlook him in Lafayette, Louisiana. I expect him to give Regis Prograis a run for his money. I expect Barashnik to give Taylor a run from his money. But Taylor's fought the better competition, and when you got to look at that, he's fought the better competition. We know we got answers about Taylor. He's fought in Texas. He's fought in Nevada. I believe he's fought in New York or Jersey. So he's already been on the fast track, and he got great athletic ability. Hand speed, good footwork. My problem with him is he's a stiff. But he can go side to side. He better go on the front foot, but he can go on the back foot. He switch hit. And Prograis is an explosive athlete. You know what I'm saying? Explosive, work hard, but there's so many things you don't know. Prograis ain't really been in the rounds. You know, he really ain't never had to really, you know, thug it out in the 9th and 10th, 11th, 12th round. Yeah, we can go ahead and say, oh, I believe he would do so, but until I see it, I can't believe it because, like I referenced in my James Toney and the Errol video, and I'll touch on that in a second, like I referenced in that video, it's like until you see it, you know, you can't just assume that Earl will do this or Prograis will do that because we assume that Fernando Vargas will do that. We assume that Andre Berto will go on and do this because that's what they fed us. That's what they pushed down our throat. We assume that AB will go on and do that, but it don't necessarily work that way. It don't necessarily work that way, you know. Just because we assume a lot of dudes maybe can't really put it up, take it to the next gear in the championship rounds, you know. But we seen Taylor thug it out with a couple guys. Thug it out with O'Harry Davies. A lot of motherfuckers were picking him. He thugged it out with Victor Postal. He thugged the first man to stop Miguel Vasquez. And he done that in 12 or 13 fights. He beat up on the old boy that was with Abel Sanchez. The kid from Akron who moved to Tennessee. Ryan Martin, he beat up on him. So, yeah, I like Maurice Hooker. Maurice Hooker, he won my Fighter of the Year last year. Since they didn't want to give a Fighter of the Year to Terrence Crawford when he won Undisputed, I didn't give it to Alexander Usyk last year. I gave it to Maurice Hooker. He went on the road and he went on the road and took a belt. How many Americans can you say went on the road and took a belt from another country that you really can remember? You go Earl Spence, you go Timothy Bradley, and a lot of dudes refused to go over there. Jeff Lacey tried, got beat up. Andre Dirrell tried. We thought he won, but he didn't get it. Floyd Mayweather never did it. James Toney never did it. Roy Jones never did it. So that put him in elite company. You know what I'm saying? When you go over there and snatch a belt overseas, not too many people going to do that. So you got to really get credit. Trick, what's going on? You really got to get credit to to Kell Brook for coming to America after getting his ass handed to him by Carson Jones and getting the gift decision, and was it Miami, Oklahoma, wherever they fought at, he ended up coming back, beating Carson Jones, but coming back and taking the Kell Brook fight. You know, but then again, Kell Brook kept being scared to come to America. He was scared to fight Devin Alexander. That's how Sean Porter got the belt. And then him and Sean pulled out 2 times. Sean got injured, pulled out once, and they finally fought. So you got to get credit for dudes that come overseas, and whoever they are, and come over and make a name. And that's what made Pacquiao special, man. He came overseas whooping niggas' asses and shit like that. What's up, Lathers? I see you. So you got to give dudes credit. Dion Williams, salute. You got to give dudes credit like that, man. But, you know, really, that's the fight I want to see. I don't care if whoever wins, Regis, Prograis, and Taylor, if they move up, if they rematch each other 2 more times, it won't give me no problem, because that's what I'm looking for, the best fighting the best, and I believe both of them are the 2 best in the division. I don't even rate Jose Ramirez, because he's a hoe. Zay Ramirez, he's a hoe. Maurice Hooker, a good fighter, but it makes sense for him to fight the winner in the deal in the zone, and what should be on the line is the zone should go ahead and get them and match money. The zone should give them, they throwing $300 million around. Why don't the zone go ahead and throw $10 million out there to the winner to entice more people to jump into the tournament? Just give them a $10 million for winning. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, extend the contract to fight Maurice Hooker. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, Prograis is real confident. He ain't never had his confidence even shooken as a professional fighter. His confidence ain't never been shooken. Never. His confidence has never been shooken. So if Relic can kind of crack his confidence a little bit, I think it's good for him to have a good tough fight versus Relic at the end of this month in Lafayette, Louisiana. It's a must that he has a tough fight versus him, because he need that experience. Because you don't want to just be running through the competition, and then I think the plan for him is to eventually move up and fight Terrence Crawford if he end up getting a contract from ESPN. Because that's going to be the bad thing for Jose Ramirez. You fighting Ray Beltran, Cespedos, or Zoka, whatever his name is. You ain't fighting nobody. Then you go up to 47, test the waters out, and don't fight nobody. Then they put you in with Crawford. Then you get the dog shit beat out of you. You get the fight beat out of you. That's why fighters never really prosper. That's why fighters that move too quick, they get beat up. You never hear from them again. Or they never the same, because they not moved up right. You know, you can protect them now, but eventually the truth going to come out. Real talk. You can protect them now, but at least eventually the truth gonna come out, man. And that's just what it is, man. That's just what he said. Trivia question for you: who was the first fighter to knock out Mike Tyson mouthpiece? Was that fucking Buster Douglas? Cause I don't know, Buster Douglas. That motherfucker was fighting 20 times a year early on. I don't really remember him having no real tough fights though. But Kirk Sugar probably can answer that shit. He said Ali 313 said his own money, invested money in washed up dudes like Triple G, and he's scared to fight Andrade. They need to put that money in the tournament or younger fight. Yeah, it should be a proving ground, bro. It should be a proving ground, man. That's what the zone should have been. Deion Johnson, salute. It should have been a proving ground. You know what I'm saying? It should have been where, you know, they win, they match purse bids. You know, they win purse bids. They should be sitting down with Bob and Al saying we can do this. Really, that's who it should have been. You know, that's what it should have been. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. They invested money into fighters that nobody in white America and black America care about. So, yeah. But like I said before, Taylor and Prograis, I mean, that's a fight fan's dream right there, man. You talking about, you know, speed, power, UK versus USA. And I got an opportunity for Josh Taylor to really captivate UK fans. And I just show you that even on the other side of the pond, it ain't about skill. It's about popularity. It's about AJ. It's about, you know, Fury. But it's not like they one of their realest fighters out there who ain't scared to go out there. Crazy K, what's up? He ain't scared to go out there and put his balls on the line. Like, that should be celebrated, because in a current state of UK boxing, it's a bunch of pussies out there. He said, I hope Prograis stops him. He needs to send a message to Taylor. I think he needs to send a message to the fans. But I just don't see Taylor being scared of him. That nigga just confident. And he's one of the few he's the only 140 pounder that can match Regis Prograis' confidence. It's the only one. Maurice Hooker, he confident, but I really don't get that authentic confidence like I get from Taylor and Prograis, because maybe I ain't seen him talk since he had beat up who the fuck he beat up not Lenny Z, the guy that beat Lenny Z. Shit. Why I'm drawing a blank. Who was the guy that Maurice Hooker just beat up on ESPN? with Cesados, Alex Cesados. Yeah, you had to remember that name. You know, I really ain't heard him talk like that. I see him taking family pictures with like 10 of his kids. They all had the matching Jordans on it, you know. And then he just barely made weight. So, you know, stop talking so much online, man. You be giving the motherfucker. Man, they can get the ideas, man. Maybe they give me a job or pay me some bread, man. I'm open for business. I'll be like Dante. I'll be going talking shit about the zone. You'll see me on here with the zone AJ shirt edition with the zone on my fucking solar plex. Be out here. Yeah, you're like, damn, this nigga, they got the zone watermark and shit. Yup, nigga. Goodfellas Zone Sports TV on y'all ass, nigga. He said, why you on so early, man? Because, shit, I ain't gonna fuck around and be on later, probably. Shit, I'm probably about to play Madden all day, take a nap. Oh, I gotta take my girl to work. And then I might go see Pet Cemetery or some shit like that. Play Madden all day or the game. Then sleep and get rest up for the Michigan State game. So I ain't gonna be dropping shit all day like that. Anything I drop probably gonna be pre-made. Ain't no fights to come on today, is there? Ain't no fights to come on today, I don't think. Hold on. Nah. You had a fight that came on Showbox yesterday. I watched it for a second. So ain't shit to come on today, so. Next Friday, Lomachenko fight. It's a big fight week next week, man. So we're gonna start attacking it come probably maybe later on the night or in the morning. I attack some of what's going on next week, man. Shields, Hammer. You got Billy Joe that's scheduled to fight. I don't know if he's fighting or not. But Billy Joe, Ramirez, Tommy Caprese. That's Friday with Lomachenko, Corella. But Shields and Hammer Saturday. Rodell Booker, he from the D. My boy Jarico Quinn on the Atlantic City Clarissa Shields card. He from the D. Jaime Maguire fighting Dennis Hogan in I think Mexico. He from Mexico, somewhere down there. Then you got Peter Quillen, Truex, Derevchenko, Clark Kolkai, the return of Saki Obika, and then you got Lil B Hop Colbert fighting 10-rounder in Minnesota next week, man. So it's a huge fight week next week, man. It's a super fight on with Clarissa Shields and Christina Hammer, and then you got the good prospect fight. You got Jaime Maguire, who getting treated like a prospect. So I think Billy Joe Saunders not fighting next week, so they took him off the schedule, I believe. Yep. He off the schedule next week. So, and then the following week you roll into a big UK fight. You got Dave Allen and Lucas Brown. You got Josh Kelly on the undercard on the zone. Crawford, Amir Khan, and then Danny Garcia, Granados, and Shakir Stevenson stepping up versus you going live for the NCAA tournament tonight. Only if Cali probably want to go. If Cali go live, ask me to go live, I will. But other than that, I just like to enjoy the game. Yeah, that's why I'm be going live for Pistons games from my other channel, man. I'm gonna do it for the playoffs. I enjoy going live for the Lions games, man. Football a little different because I don't know. Maybe you get your opportunity to really set up, call formations, and you know, I just naturally love talking football, like I love talking boxing. Basketball, I know the most knowledgeable sport for me is basketball. Basketball is my most knowledgeable sport. You know what I'm saying? But it just ain't the same. It ain't the same no more. Oh, yeah, for sure. You already know I'm putting a little coin on, man. I'm sending shit out sometime this year, man. I got a lot of shit I'm working on, man. We open up a store. I'm had a merch on here. Working on the site. Old boy working on we gonna be working on the logo real soon and some shirt designs for my other boy. So I got a lot of shit coming. I'm gonna give away a lot of shit before I sell shit. So that's something to looking at. Jaron Ennis is fighting next week, right? I didn't see it on the schedule, but the schedule they just updated it too. So he said next week. I don't see him on the fight card next week. Nope, I don't see him on the fight card. I had to I had to go ask him on Twitter. But yeah, it's a huge fight next week. I know he got some promotional issues, man. At Cameron Duncan, I think he used to work at Top. He was the Al Heyman, the top rank for managers. He tried to sign him to a promotional contract. His promoter got mad, so he going through some promotional issues. But he act like it's cool. He said he was coming back in April. He was supposed to come back in the middle of April. So I really don't know what's going on with him. I have to reach out to him or check his social media. But he already got, a lot of people don't realize he already got 22 fights. Errol Spence got 25 fights, so he been active, you know, ever since losing to Gary Russell brother. Got to give Gary Antoine Russell brother, it's on YouTube, ever since losing to him in the Olympic trial. So it was a real sloppy fight. I felt that it could have went either way, but like I said before, he said, where my comment go? I don't know. I ain't block it. Oh, he said, oh, I see it. So yeah, man. He said, I ain't gonna say that man's name. He said Taylor and Spence is a dream fight for him at 47. And yeah, what you think? Yeah, obviously Taylor and Spence could be a dream fight, but I think Spence gonna be gone out the division if he accomplished what he said to accomplish. But yeah, Taylor reminds me of a Bud without the slickness. I would like to see Taylor get out here and spar some American fighters to really get that bend at the waist. But you know, with his natural hand speed, foot speed, and ring IQ, I believe he can hang with anybody. He can punch with both hands. That's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's a real good fight. That can happen, but it's a lot that got to happen. I mean, Regis Prograis can be in that same position and go fight Errol Spence, and that's something we want to see. They fought in the amateur a couple times, and Errol Spence barely just grazed Regis Prograis. Regis Prograis, he got to get experience, man. He's 29 years old, so he might be more of an explosive athlete than Errol, but Errol got the experience in the natural size. But they both fought at 152 in the amateurs. They both fought at 152. It's a possibility, but I know one thing for sure and two things for certain, that Jose Ramirez ain't trying to fight nobody. He ain't trying to fight Maurice Hooker. You know what I'm saying? They provide so much protection for these Mexicans, man. Even Chavez, man, he was around here robbing motherfuckers, man. They put him on a pedestal for being the GOAT because he beat Roger Mayweather. Didn't he rob like Frankie Randall before, or one after Frankie Randall beat him? That motherfucker beat Rob Purnell. Like, dude, man. And this is who the motherfuckers they put on the pedestal. You know? This is who they put on their fucking pedestal on their Mount Rushmore and shit like that. And Canelo gonna end up on there, but real hardcore Mexican fans don't fuck with Canelo. They don't fuck with Canelo. You know, a lot of them dudes hate Canelo, man. I'm gonna invite a couple of them dudes on that day. That might have to be a Patreon. That's gonna have to go straight to Patreon because I'm gonna fuck around and get in trouble putting them niggas on, man. They get to talking in Spanish and shit, and I'm telling you, man, I done sat on some real Mexicans go in on Canelo Alvarez, bro. But yeah, I like Prograis and Taylor, man. I really like that fight a lot, man. And if I got an opportunity to go to that fight, if it's on the East Coast, I go to that shit, man. I go to that, man. If it's in New Orleans, I go to New Orleans. One of my ex-girlfriends, she moved to Baton Rouge for some reason. I don't know why the fuck she moved to Baton Rouge. She tried to get me to move to that motherfucker. I'm like, fuck, I'm going to Baton Rouge for. I'm going to the Detroit of the South. Hell no, man. But yeah, man, I almost went to Southern University back in the day. It was either Grambling Southern or I went to Alabama State. I ended up going to Alabama State. I should have went to Southern, though, but that STD rate was too high, bro. Like, nigga, that bitch was in like the 80, 90 percentile. Like, dude, you couldn't even get no brain without catching no shit, man. I'm good on that, man. But yeah, man, I definitely want to see the fight, man. Hopefully it happens. Hopefully they get past their next few opponents in the tournament. Don't fall apart, because I can see that happening. You see what happened with the AFF? That shit fell apart in football, and I can see them getting their belts and just walking on. But for the sounds of it, Taylor say he fighting Barashnik next, and I think his countryman Ricky Burns is the backup plan, but he said he don't have any ambitions on fighting Ricky Burns. He said Frankie Randall was on the verge of knocking Chavez out in their second fight. They stopped and went to decision. Chavez wanted to quit. Yeah, man, Frankie Randall was a good fighter, man, and Floyd Mayweather used to stay at Frankie Randall's residence. I said this about this week or last week. Frankie Randall, Floyd Mayweather said he used to can beat Frankie Randall in boxing. Like, he used to can totally obliterate him, but he would hold back when they sparred because he didn't want Frankie Randall to kick him out of his house. And he said Frankie Randall would go out and get drunk, and his wife would send Floyd Mayweather out to get Frankie Randall and bring him back home. And a lot of people don't know what it entails into a fighter lifestyle. It's a tough lifestyle. There's been a bunch of guys that had alcohol issues, domestic violence issues, cocaine issues, crack issues, and they still went out there and made weight and performed like fighters, man. All these motherfuckers, these fighters today are a lot cleaner habit wise. So you got some people that's an alcoholic. When people go out there and say, it's a good segue to talk about Spence. I was supposed to talk about something in between Spence. I don't know. It wasn't a Demetrius Andrade thing. It was something else I was supposed to talk about before I talked about Spence. Oh yeah, Mikey Garcia, whole ass. So I'm gonna talk about Mikey hiding for a minute. But a lot of these dudes going around saying, well, Errol Spence is drunk. Well, I know a few crackheads and drunks in the sport of boxing that probably done whooped some clean fighters, bro. At the end of the day, it's been diehard alcoholics, diehard crackheads, cocaine heads that sat there and won championships. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's been it been some of the greatest fighters of all time had habits. Did it hurt them in the long run? Yeah, they didn't have the longevity that they should have had. But if they did VADA testing back in the 80s, nigga, man, wouldn't be nobody to fight. Wouldn't nobody be around this bitch fighting. I'm telling you, man. Kurt Sugar know exactly who I'm talking about. He know exactly the fighters I'm talking about, man. Two of the most prominent fighters that people look up to. And I mentioned one of them in this stream already. So when they go out here and say Errol Spence is drunk or Errol Spence this and that or whatever it may be, I laugh at that shit. Yup, him. I laugh at that shit. I laugh at that shit, nigga. Well, I know some real crackheads that was putting in work back in the day, dog. You know, I don't even want to say one of them name because he's sick. He ain't got no teeth, but I just referenced one of his fights too. A lot of these dudes, man, they had VADA back in the 80s, nigga. Man, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, when nobody be fighting, everybody be suspended. Everybody be suspended. What's up, El Chinito? Everybody be suspended. Everybody. Everybody on the ground. Everybody at the house playing CeeLo and Craps. So, I mean, that's why I say I laugh at when motherfuckers call Errol Spencer drunk. So what? Omar Figueroa out here a drunk and still knocking niggas out. He said Holyfield was juiced out his mind. I don't believe that shit, man. A lot of motherfuckers say that shit, man. I don't believe that shit, man. Let's talk about Tommy Morrison and some of them other motherfuckers, man, that was fucking hawked up. You know what I'm saying? Did Evander Holyfield ever get caught? No. So, no. Fuck up out of here. I ain't gonna let the niggas get away with that. There's a lot more motherfuckers you can get to before you get to Evander. I don't know why niggas just naturally hated Evander. Evander ain't did shit to nobody. Evander ain't did shit. Yep, I was talking about him too. Evander ain't did shit to nobody. I ain't going on my way to speak on nobody bad that ain't ignorant. But yeah, what the fuck happened to Mikey Garcia before I get into this James Toney shit? Mikey Garcia done went into hiding. He done got his check. He ain't doing no interviews. He kind of kissed babies and took pictures on his way out. Look here, man. What did you see in Errol Spence? He didn't see a goddamn thing. That's what I told y'all. Only thing he saw was that when Errol Spence go backwards, he cover up. He thought he was going to be able to take advantage of that. You know, he thought he was going to be able to take advantage of that shit. And I knew exactly what he seen. It wasn't no, I seen Lamont Peterson counter, Errol Spence's lot. And we got to remember, Lamont Peterson had just as, if not longer arms than Errol Spence. What this motherfucker seen was that when Errol Spence go backwards and you punching, he cover up. He don't try to counter you. He don't go backwards fluid. Bud Crawford do. Bud Crawford is able to go forward, back, side to side. He's able to make boxing moves going back and forth. Earl will cover it up and then he reset and then he get it in and try to beat you down. That's what Mikey saw. Mikey said, I'm going to push this motherfucker back and I'm going to take advantage and score on him. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. He tried, but he was punching for salvation. He was punching for mercy. He was punching to survive. That's what he was doing. He was punching to survive. That's all he was doing. He was punching to survive. Nothing more, nothing less. Did you hear what Eric Morales said about Mikey Garcia? No. Enlighten me. I'm pretty sure he picked Earl to begin with. So, I already know it's not going to be nothing nice. Mark Blake. El Janino, Mikey is, I don't even know, Cabo Santa Lucas, Mexico. Oh, that's where he at. Vacation. Yeah, he on vacation. Spending that bread, bruh. That hard-earned money that he duped y'all niggas out of. I told y'all what was going to happen. I ain't seen 76 Sports Talk since he came in after that shit. He owed me $200 or a Chicago shirt. At least I will pay this money up. The nigga talked all that shit. Oh, I'm certified in the box community. And then put his tail between his legs. I told y'all. Y'all be making simple math hard, bro. 1 + 1 = 2. Sometimes it's as simple as that. Sometimes, I can make $100 if I pick the right. It ain't no overthinking shit. A lot of these motherfuckers overthink shit in boxing. Sometimes it's simple. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. And I learned this a long time ago. When these niggas get to talking and sparring partners get to talking and coaches get to woofing, I don't listen to them niggas, man. I do not listen to what they got to say. Because at the end of the day, I trust my eyes. Close your ears and watch the fight. Close your ears and judge the film for yourself. Because when you start letting other motherfuckers say, oh man, I seen Errol Spence knock out the Boogeyman. I seen him knock out King Kong. Or I seen Deontay Wilder punch a nigga and pull his brain out of his head and put it back in and told him, you blessed. I don't believe none of this shit these niggas say. These sparring stories, I take it for a grain of salt. I look at the tape, I see what I see, and I don't see the way you can win, or I don't think you can carry out the game plan and expose somebody. It's as simple as that. All these motherfuckers doing is exploiting our pockets, man. We so desperate for a fight, for a super fight, they just keep putting bullshit fights on pay-per-view. And now Mikey, he done got his bag, he waiting on his back end check, and now he's living his best life. He got beat up for a check. You went out there and sold your undefeated record for a check. Because you know the Lomachenko fight wasn't going to happen, and Errol Spence was the only other big fight he got. So he sold himself for a check. He said, Edgar Morales said Mikey is a great fighter, but he's not like us Mexican fighters. Wow. Yeah, man. You know, Edgar Morales was in there going balls to the wall. Remember, old Edgar Morales went to war with Madonna. I love that fight. That's one of the most underrated fights out there. Marcos Madonna versus Eric Morales. One of the most underrated fights out there. Man, Morales fought with a hemotail in his eye the full fight and was giving Madonna the business. Even the first Danny Garcia fight, Eric Morales gave it all he got. The first Pacquiao fight, he was the first one to whoop Pacquiao. The Pacquiao beat the shit out of Barrera. He beat the shit out of a few other niggas too. Maybe Marquez one of those times. You know, Morales was a dog. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think he got caught for cheating with meat contamination too. But he was a dog. I heard that motherfucker Madonna, he came out today, before I talk about this Toney Errol Spence thing, he came out today, he said, I don't know, they supposed to be making a determining factor on Charlo and Harrison sometime soon. But he came out today, Madonna, where they had an interview, World Combat, I think his name World Combat boy Scotty. He had an interview saying Madonna said that Floyd still owe him $500,000 from his last fight. He said Floyd's supposed to pay him $2 million for switching from them horsehair Everlast gloves to, you know, regular foam gloves. And he said Floyd only paid him 1.5. Floyd still owe him $500,000. He coming back to collect. So yeah. So Madonna said Floyd owe him $500,000 because he only paid him 1.5 to change his gloves, and the agreement was $2 million. He said he coming back to collect. He said he want to fight 3 times this year. I knew he wasn't just coming back for 2 times. You know, I knew he wasn't coming back 2 times this year. He trying to come in just for 2 times. Madonna done fucked over his money, going around here eating the finest steak in Argentina, going around here eating himself, and he almost, if he would have waited, he had a little bit more bread and waited a year, he'd have been beyond repair. But I don't want to see Madonna versus Errol Spence at this point. You know what I'm saying? I want Errol Spence to fight Homeboy, to fight Crawford, and then we can speak. But let's talk about what James Toney had to say and shit. And El Tonito, even though his ass didn't put the link, I had to go find that shit. You know, Ellie Setback can't label a video right for nothing. Ellie Setback, his titles suck. You know what I'm saying? You gotta really go through his fucking archive, and you gotta scope through his fucking interviews. You know what I'm saying? He said, "No, I want Charlo Harrison to have his own fight, man." I'm like, they deserve a main event. But he said, "Well, I got trying to instigate beef between Madonna and Robert Garcia." That's how that shit happened, bro. The internet and the media, and then when it come to us media, our type of media, like the subscribers and shit, be the one that instigate between channels. Oh, you heard what Whoop-de-Whoop said about you, and 9 times out of 10, the nigga ain't even heard what you said. He just heard that somebody came back and said something about you. And that's the worst type of shit. The media been known for doing shit like that, instigating beef between fighters and other people. Man, that ain't nothing new. They instigated the whole East Coast, West Coast beef back in the day. You know, taking a picture of Puff and saying he was, you know, putting it versus him and Tupac and Suge Knight. They instigated shit for years, man. But James Toney pretty much said that Ellie Setback was saying that Errol Spence was great and he was pound for pound #1, and that he sold 47,000 tickets at with AT&T Stadium, Jerry World. And James Toney said, "What the fuck that mean?" He said, "What the fuck that mean?" He said, "That don't mean nothing." That's what he said. He said, "What that mean?" He said he got to fight somebody. He said, well, he's a great fighter. He said, "No, he not. I'm a great fighter." That's what James said. He said, "I'm a great fighter." That's what he said. He said, I'm a great fighter. Errol Spence is a good fighter. I ain't taking nothing away from him. But I'm a great fighter. He a good fighter. He need to go fight Keith Thurman. He need to go fight Terrence Crawford before I say he pound for pound the best. And he say, y'all media always sitting there jumping the gun, trying to say, he said, y'all media already sitting there jumping the gun, saying that he great. He said, you can't judge a book by its cover. And I totally agree. I've been preaching this shit for the last 6-7 months. I've been preaching that shit. Yeah, James Toney punched drunk, but he knew what the fuck he was saying right there. He right. And like I said before, a lot of y'all motherfuckers out here don't know shit about boxing. And I told you this nigga Errol Spence, that nigga ain't no great fighter. He ain't no great fighter. Like James Toney said, I was a great fighter. He's a good fighter. I ain't taking nothing away from him. But how can you call a motherfucker great and Errol Spence ain't done nothing? Y'all swear this nigga got that IBF and it's the end all be. He ain't done shit. And that nigga James Toney is on point. Punch drunk and not punch drunk. Nigga, he knew exactly what he was saying. They said the same shit about Fernando Vargas. Same thing about Berto. Same thing about Broner. They thought the same thing about Victor Ortiz. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no nigga running from him. Nigga, it's the business side, nigga. If they sit there and said, Sean, you got to fight Errol Spence a year ago, or you going on the shelf, he would have fought him. Them niggas provide protection for all parties included. You know? Yeah, everybody got their own definition of great, but what's the definition of great? What's the definition of great? Because there's only one fucking definition of great. And he right, man. That nigga ain't nothing great. And the motherfuckers jumping the gun and saying that shit, bro. That nigga ain't great. And I said that before. I said it again. He ain't great. Of an extent, amount, or intensity considerably above the normal or average. He ain't considerably done shit above normal or average. You know? He said, I didn't heard James Toney say some dumb shit. That's his opinion, but he was on point here. I heard Errol Spence say some dumb shit. Oh, I want to get the easy belt versus Sean Porter first. Oh, it's checkers, not chess. Oh, it's strap season, but I don't want the WBO. So come on, man. That nigga, he right. Everybody judging these niggas off their face value, off the cover of their book. Let's open up the pages. Let's read some chapters and see if they really as good as they say they is. And the only way you can prove that is going out there by fighting Terrence Crawford. And if Keith Thurman want to fight, which he really is running. But that's fact shit. Like, I'm a great fighter. Like, I beat Michael Nunn. You know what I'm saying? I moved all the way up to fucking heavyweight. I did great shit. What's great? I got the IBF. That's some good shit. But that's not exceptional great shit. That's not great. Now, if Errol Spence got there and collected all 4 belts, and he'd be the first welterweight in history to have a WBO, IBF, WBA, WBC title, that's great. That's great. That's greatness. You can't nobody take that away from him. You the first one. Zab, Corey Spinks, Floyd Mayweather, Shane Mosley, Miguel Cotto. Well, Ray and Tommy and Duran didn't have that opportunity because the WBO really wasn't popping like that. They didn't have that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Kurt Sugar said, I studied a fighter for a month. Spence makes a lot of mistakes on defense. As soon as he fights someone with athletic ability, he's going to have a problem. Tony King, the conversation of greatness won't be decided till the end of career. Exactly. But if he move on from welterweight, people say, oh, he was a great welterweight. You get all 4 belts. Like, who else? Nobody ever did that before. That's elite. No welterweight has had all 4 major sanctioned belt bodies at once at the welterweight division. So you do that, you already in elite competition. You already a Hall of Famer. You already a trivia question. You know? You already a trivia question, but motherfuckers want to fall in shit. You say somebody got constructive criticism. Now everybody want to sit there and probably want to hate James Toney for speaking some facts. He spoke facts. And it's the same shit I've been preaching. Don't jump the gun. But a lot of y'all, if y'all stick around the sport long enough, long enough, y'all gonna see what I'm talking about. And Errol Spence may or may not be the prime example. But if you stick around the sport long enough, like I have, and Kurt Sugar and Callie, and some of the other brothers that have been around, we done seen the niggas like Errol Spence before. What could and what couldn't happen to Errol Spence? Errol Spence ain't nothing new. We done seen Paul Williams sit there and motherfuckers ignore Paul Williams. We done seen it happen before. We done seen the boogeyman before. We done seen Winky Wright have to travel all over the world, and Shane Mosley finally gave his break. If it's it ain't too much we ain't seen in the sport of boxing because we done watched it. It's a repetitive sport. You got boogeymans come and go. Boogeymans get exposed. Some boogeymans live up to the hype. We done seen it come and go. We done seen him come and go. And he just said the truth. Like, really, you don't know until he step up and fight Terrence Crawford. And then we'll figure out he step up and fight Heath. Then we can dub him a great welterweight and we can move on from it. It's not a point that won't he be. He didn't say he won't be great. He just has to say, God, sit there and wait and see. That's just what he said. You got basically wait and see. He ain't hating on it. He just keeping it funky. Errol Spence ain't around here calling himself pound for pound number one. You just got to keep it funky. He said, I know he going to destroy Keith easy work. Ain't nothing easy work on this level, bro. Nothing easy work. Because if it's easy, then he ain't going to sit there for 8 to 10 weeks and train for Mikey Garcia. None on this level of boxing is easy. Because guess what? Even if the fight is easy, guess what? Training camp wasn't. Training camp wasn't easy. Ain't nothing easy in boxing, trust me. Waking up every morning, hitting the miles, even if you making the weight. Even if the hardest thing you do for a fight is make the weight. Shit. They say the camp is easier than the actual fight. I didn't watch Timothy Bradley say that and all that. He said, Josito Lopez chased down Keith. That boy done. That nigga ain't done, man. Y'all be buying into the narrative, bro. Don't buy into the narrative, man. Keith Thurman was out for 2 years, man. 2 years. That's a typical Keith Thurman fight. Keith Thurman get cracked and start running. That ain't nothing new. He did it versus Guerrero. He did it versus Soto Carras to a certain extent. The last time Keith Thurman sat there and really dug down deep and fought like a warrior was against Diego Chavez that I can remember. That's just Keith Thurman's style. Keith Thurman danced around the ring for 12 rounds versus Lopez. I was impressed. For a dude to take 2 years off and for box for 12 rounds like he did, that was impressive. That was big time impressive. And let's not act like Josito Lopez ain't dropped Madonna ass. Let's not act like Josito Lopez ain't dropped Madonna. Because he dropped Madonna hard in a motherfucker. He ended up getting stopped though. But he dropped Marcus Madonna. You know. Keith probably never going to fight Errol Spence. And I'm fine with it. I don't care as long as he fights Terrence Crawford. But if he really want to make history, he going to need Keith Thurman belt. Because once you want to be the first guy in the welterweight history to hold all 4 belts, and then they're going to make the IBO a major belt, I heard. Then he going to make IBO a major belt. Josito was for a minute too. Josito Lopez is a formidable fighter. He beat Jesse Vargas back in the day, I believe. They robbed him versus Jesse. He moved up and fought Canelo. It's not like Josito Lopez some type of bum or nothing like that. He been gone for a minute. But shit, so was Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman need belt. What he said? He need Thurman belt and Porter's belt, man. Of course, he gonna get the Porter belt, but don't nobody care about that Porter shit for real. The best thing about the Sean Porter fight is that Kenny Porter crying after the fight, like he did versus the Kell Brook fight. That's the best thing about that fight. The actual fight, I don't give a shit about. Give me the fucking belt, and I want to see your daddy cry. That's what I want to see. I don't have no ill will towards Sean. You know, but to see his daddy become a non-factor, I'm with it. The WBC, the main belt. They make it the main belt. The WBC is a shitty belt. It's a shitty belt. They condition niggas to make it think it's the best belt. Fuck the WBC. By the letter of the law, the best belt is the IBF, to be honest. Usually they stick by their rules. They stick by they ranking system. They ranking system like the best, but at least they enforce their rules. The WBO got a relationship with Bob Arum and Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy. So you already know what that's at. The WBA, they got 4 different fucking belts. Gold belt, intern belt, regular belt, super belt. No, the IBF is stationed right here in the United States. They stationed right here in the United States. They the most strictest belt. They condition you to make you think the WBC the best belt. Oh, because Floyd Mayweather said it. Because Ali face on it. But they the most corrupt sanctioned belt body. Only fucking sanctioned belt body can watch fucking Dominic Brazil fight the number 14th ranked guy in a division and then produce a mandatory. And then produce a fucking mandatory. Ever since that boy took over that sanctioned belt body, it been stupid corrupted. I'm not gonna sit here and just promote that shit. They don't do shit for the hood. They not hold by any laws. They sitting there, let Stevenson not fight a champion, and God bless his soul and his body. They let Stevenson sit here and fight 3 or 4, 5 years without fighting a mandatory. They want you to believe that stupid ass shit. The WBC ain't shit. They ain't shit, especially since Mauricio Sulaiman Jr. took it over. If you got bread, you can fight it for a mandatory. That's how it go. They got a fight. You fight. They vote on they vote on a lot of their shit. And if you can pay 4 to 5 voters off whatever it is with a bag of money, you win the vote. He said IBF headquarters is 20 minutes away from my house, Springfield, New Jersey. He said boxing is corrupt. No shit. But the WBC is the most corrupt shit. Look at Canelo Alvarez and Jamal Charlo. You really gonna put them niggas? You really gonna put them niggas on a You really gonna put them niggas on a pedestal? After they doing a Charlo? That's what's wrong. I'm gonna tell you that, man. That's one of the biggest problems wrong with black people. I don't know if a lot of you niggas black or not. But that's one of the biggest problems. We quick to forget and we quick to forgive. So we just gonna forget what they doing to Jamal Charlo. We gonna sit there and forget that they sat there and they put Canelo on a pedestal even after he failed multiple drug tests. We're gonna forget that they ranked Alexander Povetkin after he got and tried to make him the mandatory for Deontay Wilder again and ranked him inside the top 2 or 3 of their sanctioning belt body. And said they want to see him fight Deontay Wilder after Wilder traveled all the way over to Nottingham, was about to fly to Russia, and he failed a drug test. So we're gonna forget about all that shit that they done. We're gonna talk about all that they done. He said the WBC. No, you held the WBC, Hansel Banks. You held it in high regard. Yeah, maybe when Mauricio Sulaiman Sr. had it. But Mauricio Sulaiman Jr. running, it's shit. It's shit. It's shit. This motherfucker Mauricio Sulaiman Jr. said that Chris Eubanks is supposed to fight Anthony Durrell by the rankings, right? For the vacant WBC that David Benavidez is champion in recess, right? He made a remark about Mauricio Sulaiman Jr. So they skipped over Eubanks and gave the fight to Yurderman. Like, how the fuck do that matter? You mad because a nigga said something about you, so you holding personal grudges? It's ran. It ain't even ran functional like a crack house. This shit is run like this run. I don't know what's run bad, but it's one of the most worst run companies or sanctioning, whatever you want to call it. It's terrible. It's terrible. You can't live off clout. You can't live off history. He can't live off his father's name forever. He running that shit into the ground. Well, Floyd said, and they, nah, fuck that. I'm going by what my eyes telling me, and they ain't shit. World Breaker, salute. They ain't shit. Yeah, El Chinito, you gonna say they number one because you pro-Mexican. But you okay with Canelo Alvarez juicing up and them say, oh yeah, Canelo, he didn't mean to juice. He just tripped over in a syringe, poked him in the ass, and they gave him steroids. It was a mistake. It was a mistake. That's what you saying. It was a mistake. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Jamal Charlo really don't deserve it. I mean, the WBC did his ass a favor by giving him the interim title. You know, for 1 minute, y'all hating on the WBC. Next minute, y'all telling me it's the number 1 belt. Pick a struggle, black people. Pick a struggle, black people. Because a minute, y'all mad over this. Oh, they made Deontay Wilder apologize for saying he want to kill it, man, and Mike said it. Oh, man, the WBC, they tried to get Povetkin and ranked him real high to get him to fight Wilder after he cheated. Oh, the WBC didn't make Donna Stevenson fight a mandatory in 3 or 4 years. Oh, the WBC ain't shit and this and that. Man, you got the right one today. You got the right one away. Don't forget that Canelo had been ducking Charlo since 54. That's why Jamal left Golden Girl. Jamel left Golden Girl, excuse me, for not giving him a title. The IBF is honestly probably the best run sanctioning body. Their rankings are ass though. Yeah, World Break. I just mentioned that. What up, Brandon Maurice? Yeah, man. He said who everyone rules you like. That's what belt you hold as number one. No, they ain't who fucking rule. Whoever go by the fucking whoever stay stay true to their rules. If you get if you drop off a bag of fucking money to the WBC, the 4 of 5 voters, you gonna win that vote. You see Teofimo Lopez went over there with a bag of money to get them to give him a title shot if Mikey Garcia wasn't gonna come back. You think Mauricio Sulaiman? You think Teofimo Lopez got sent over there by Bob Arum for no reason? That motherfucker offered them a fucking check to get a title shot. You telling me Teofimo Lopez, a guy who ain't fought a nigga with a post, is a title shot worthy? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. Everybody sanctioning. Everybody. He's a WO rankings are a joke. You can say WBC rankings are a joke. Let's go through WBC rankings, bro. Let's go through WBC rankings. Let's go through them. And you do know that you have to petition. You have to put an application in to get ranked. You do know that, right? So this ain't just they ranking system where they just throwing random names. So Danny Garcia should be the number one contender for the WBC. What the fuck he done? He gonna fight Granados? You ever heard of Kerman Ligagwawa? Jesse Vargas still number 3 in the WBC? Get the fuck out of here. Ingus Mean Machine number 4. Another dude named Kuwapu Waka Blaka. He number 1 in the IBF. He number 4 in the fucking WBC. Number 5 in the WBC, excuse me. Your Dennis Yugis, he number 6. Josito Lopez, number 7, based off what? Getting stretched by fucking Keith Thurman. Andre Berto, number 8. What he done in years? Thulani Mibingi, I don't know what he done. He number 9. Jamal James, number 10. Granados, number 11. Didn't Granados just fight at 140 pounds and was getting pieced up by Dougie Fresh, Heath Fortuna for a minute? Miguel Zawinski, Francisco Santana, Aman El Marwaskawaka. I don't know half these names, any sanctioning belt bodies. That shit all trash, nigga. All trash. All trash. So stop trying to act like one of these ranking systems are better than another or much better than another. Y'all just going on what Floyd Mayweather said. But tomorrow, soon as the WBC strip Jamal Charlo the intern belt, y'all gonna be out there. Oh man, call the WBC up. Everybody call the WBC and demand they give Charlo his shot and give him his belt back. Call the WBC up. Call the WBC up. Ring they lines up. Fuck up out of here, man. Fuck up out of here. Sean Porter, the WBC champion. Let that sink in for a minute. Sean Porter, the WBC champion. And don't forget, he sat out 2 years ducking y'all hero Errol Spence to get a WBC title shot versus Danny Garcia. Don't forget Danny Garcia went into hiding not to fight that man. Don't forget that. Y'all quick to forget some shit. One day y'all shitting on the WBC. Now y'all trying to tell me, oh, we got to put it on a pedestal. The same sanctioning belt body with a diamond belt. A diamond belt, that's a trophy. They come up with these fake belts to be a part of to be a part of big fights. Yeah, they get 3% off top. That's the going rate. He said Errol Spence was soon to be the WBC champion. You want a fucking hand clap? He ain't gonna press me till we fight Terrence Crawford. He ain't gonna press me till we fight Crawford. Real shit. He ain't gonna don't do shit for me. I'm glad that he unified the title. I give him full credit for making Kenny Porter cry. You know what I'm saying? I give him full credit for that. But he ain't impressing me until he fight Terrence Crawford. I said it again. I said it again. He lead his division without fighting Terrence Crawford. Don't tell me shit about Errol Spence. Truth and Errol and Spence should not be synonymous with each other. If he lead this division without fighting Terrence Crawford, y'all niggas better not come back to my channel. Y'all better not say shit else about that. I don't care if you move up and beat Goliath. Real talk. Real talk. One of these contracts I read showed that WC was getting $7 million off a fight. God damn. $7 million? They eating. Crawford only won fight. It's the only fight it's worth seeing. I'll give him credit. But y'all know y'all want to see that fight happen. Y'all know y'all want to see that happen. Y'all know Joe Life, they don't want to see that happen. Because I'm telling you, man, that's a good fight. He fight Errol Spence. He fight Crawford. I wouldn't give a shit. I like to see him collect all 4. I wouldn't give a shit. Wouldn't give a shit. I praise that nigga, man. Oh man, I'm glad he got. I don't care what else he go on to do. He get all the credit in the world for making that fight happen. But if it is out of his control and he honestly, you know, Bob don't want to make the fight, I won't hold it against him. I won't hold it against him. But if he make that fight, he whoop homeboy ass. Salute to him. He beat Keith Thurman, I give him credit. You know, he doing us a public service by beating Keith Thurman. He do me a public service. He doing a public service by taking out the trash versus Sean Porter. It ain't no. I don't have no ill will towards Sean Porter. Let me say that again. I just want to see Kenny cry. I want to see if he don't stretch Sean Porter. I'm be very disappointed, but I'll be happy. He can just beat his ass for 12 rounds. But I want to see Kenny Porter, you know, shed so many. I want to see Kenny scoop his son off the. And it ain't got nothing to do with Sean. But I want to see Kenny scoop his son off the canvas. I want to see Kenny like in Creed 2, where Kenny got to just walk to the apron or walk up the motherfucking the ring, and he got to throw the white towel in. Well, that'll just make my day. That'll make my day. That'll be my second most proudest boxing moment this year, other than seeing Taylor and Prograis fight. I want to see Kenny go up there just like Ivan Drago walked up them damn ring stairs and take that white towel, put his head down, and wave that motherfucker in there. Oh man, I want that shirt, bro. I want that shirt. I'm selling them shirts. Kenny Porter grabbing the white towel. I'm selling them shirts, bro. I'm selling them. I'm selling them shorts. I'm selling them shirts. I'm selling them shirts. Kenny Porter going there and throwing the white towel. I'm selling them. I'm selling them. I'm selling them shirts. Because y'all don't know to the extent how bad of a hater Kenny Porter is. See, I'm not gonna say shit because some shit don't need to be said online. And it ain't my place to say them. But if y'all knew half the shit that Kenny Porter did, he's just a certified bootlicker, dude. Bud versus Errol would be a draw, rematch, Bud outbox EJ. If you call a draw, you probably make some bread off that. I don't know, man. But yeah, that niggas, man, he the biggest hater I ever seen, bro. Real talk. Remember, anybody seen Superfly the remake? Anybody seen Superfly the... Yeah, Sean can take a punch. That is true. You ever seen Superfly the remake, and it was that one young nigga, the dumb nigga that always wanted heat, and the nigga and his OG said, "Yo, you got all these bitches, all this money, you still worried about another nigga." He still hating on another nigga. He got titties and ass shaking in his face. He got all the money he could want, and he still hating on the next nigga. That's Kenny Porter right there. You know what I'm saying? Just a jealous, old, hateful, resentful old man. He said Sean got dropped by AB. That was a flash knockdown, though, man. You know, he lost focus. You know what I'm saying? So if Errol can make him throw that towel in, I love it, man. I'm selling them shirts. I'm gonna have my homie draw it out, so ain't no copyright shit. And I'm just gonna have Kenny throwing that shirt on there, all up in the video. Yeah, y'all got questions. I answer questions right now, man. So next couple minutes, I answer some questions. Then I'll probably chop up some more videos and just release them through the day. Anybody on Xbox, man? Yeah, man. You know, I added a bunch of y'all. I'll be on Black Ops today. I'll be on Madden. I can't play 2K no more. If you want to play 2K, I suck though, man. I got 2K, Black Ops, the new UFC, Fight Night Champions. And I will be getting to Mortal Kombat when it come out later this month. I ain't shit in Mortal Kombat now, but I know how to play. You always want somebody to throw the towel in. Yeah, nigga, yeah, man. Only niggas I don't like. Only niggas I don't like, man. So, yeah, man. Check me out on Xbox, man. Just email me. My email always in the description and shit, man. I got some new stuff coming for the page, man. Eventually, probably at the end of the month, beginning of next month, my lives I'm be going live on Twitter, Facebook, Periscope, Facebook for sure, and Twitter for sure. You'll be able to catch it. So make sure y'all check out my Facebook like page on Facebook and shit. I'll be streaming from there, so you can watch on Facebook and shit like that. Worldbreaker helped me out with that. Who do you think will become the undisputed at 54? Nobody. But if Maguire move up, like he said he will, but he said he want to come back down. But I think he might. I think he might come back down and hold his belt. But if Maguire move up. I would say Erickson Lubin, but shit, Erickson Lubin not even in the 54-pound WBO ranking. So J-Rock the highest rank, other than Dennis Hogan, who he fight next, and Kell Brooks. So I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be no undisputed champion at 54. Too much politics. The WBO gonna make sure top rank of Golden Boy hold that belt. What does it do for Spence if him and Porter is a draw? It hurt his stock, obviously. I don't think it's gonna be a draw though, but it hurt his stock. It really hurt his stock real bad, man. So yeah, man. It's James Toney a hater. Everybody a hater. You say Errol Spence shoes blue, and they really blue, but everybody else think they white. You a hater. What can he gonna do with that chain after Sean lose that strap? Oh, he put the Fat Farm P back on there, bro. He got the Fat Farm P. You know, just like them Hot Wheel cars back in the day, we can change out the wheels and shit. He exchanged that shit out there. Theo Green, I know it's boxing, but does Brandon Adams really have a chance? Everybody got a chance, you know, shit. Maybe Charlo, you know, got exposed by quarterback. Maybe Adams can do some of the things he do, but every fighter got a chance stepping into the ring, I believe. How does a draw hurt his stock? He got a fucking draw. He supposed to be the boogeyman, ain't he? Ain't he supposed to be this knockout machine? What? Okay, I put it to you this way. What if Terrence Crawford had a draw with Amir Khan? What would you say? Tax James Toney speak his facts. You can't beat pound for pound number one, not fight Thurman and Bud. Yep, Nikes or Adidas. Both. I probably got more Nikes though. I got some Adidas upstairs. I don't be buying shoes like that. I buy them every now and again, because when you working and making moves, you try to get the bag. You know, I ain't got time to go out and show off my shoes, so I really only go out with my family. So, what do you think of Rolly versus Ryan Garcia? I ain't really seen Rolly fight professionally, so I can't say. I seen the sparring is sparring. You know what I'm saying? But I want to see Ryan Garcia versus Tevin Farmer, bro. What y'all talking about, man? I got Ryan beating up Tevin. Best titty bar in the D. I don't go to titty bars. I've been to one titty bar in the D. I've been to, was it Brasky? They call it Starving Marvin's. I had got this bitch number a long time ago out that bitch. And I left my phone in the car. And I put it in my boy phone, right? So, long story short, man, we had a long night. So, we done crashed at my crib and shit. And, nigga, I woke up. I'm like, he about to dip. And I done woke up, man. I like, bro, man, where that bitch number at? Oh, man, I deleted it, man. I didn't think he wanted it. I was like, man, that's when I noticed niggas start hating, dog. I cut a lot of niggas off. Niggas be doing some hateful ass shit. Niggas, I was like, man, all right, bro. You know what I'm saying? All right, niggas be doing some hating ass shit, bro. Niggas be doing some hating ass shit, bro. But I can't even remember the other one I went to. That shit was like right off 8 Mile, man. These niggas took me there for my boy birthday and shit. We bought a table. That shit was terrible, dog. A lot of niggas go to Erotic City. I don't know what that shit called. I don't do titty bars, man. I just don't, like, or you go to the Pantheon. They got lamb chop, but I can go right next door to Lashish and get me some lamb chop. So I don't do titty bars, bro. I'm not into wasting money, bro. You know, shit, if I'm going to throw some money at a bitch, shit, man. I mean, you know, I ain't going to fuck, and then if you fucking her, everybody else fucking her. Like, dude, that's just, like being with a stripper kind of remind you of kissing a porta potty, bro. You know, you going to eat out of a porta potty, kiss the seat of a porta potty. So I ain't in the strip club. I ain't in the club. I ain't been to the club since I was 25, bro. That's the last time I've been to the club. I was talking to my nigga about that shit. He was like, yeah, we went to the, he told me about a story about me and our mans and shit. They went to a club and shit, and I'm like, he said, I was like, I ain't been to the club since I went them niggas last time, 2005, and when whatever it was, 2012? 2013, 2014, no, 2015 or 14. I ain't been to the club since, bro. And shit just be boring. I go to a bar. You know, I ballroom hustle or some shit like that. But, hey, I'm not into that, bro. I be having in-house titties. Oh, yeah. I ain't no club type of... Yeah, I'm done with the club, bro. You know, if I do go, it's probably going to be a cabaret, grown, some 25 and up, 30 and up type of shit. I ain't partying with these young niggas. You got to pop one of these niggas, man. For real. You got to pop one of these young niggas up out of here. I supposedly go to see the Sting yesterday. I ain't go though. The Sting. Oh yeah, what is it over there by what the fuck? I used to work in high school. I was working in high school, man. While I was in school and shit. And this one girl, she was in the high school, And then she worked at is it the Sting or is it Cheetahs? One of them motherfuckers, man. This chick would get off. She was messing with the cab driver. This is before Uber and shit. And the cab driver pick her up from the titty bar. She'd come in with steak, crab legs, all types of shit, nigga. And she would work at the titty bar. Like she was 18. She was stripping at the titty bar. And she was going to school in the morning. That shit, man. Man, even the D got legendary hoes, man. Wow, if Khan get a draw with Crawford, Bud is in trouble. Man, shit, same thing. You think the Bloods and Crips unifying was bullshit or yeah, I don't even know, man. I don't know shit else. I don't really know shit about the street gangs and South Central, man. I stayed there for a minute. I went out there for a minute, but I wasn't in no gang shit, man. So I just think the whole situation is stupid, man. They fighting over colors and gangs and shit. They need to unify anyway, man, because the real killers, the real enemy ain't a nigga from this hood or because he wore red or he wore blue. Excuse my ignorance on the situation. The real enemy is the NYPD Blue and the government. That's who y'all really fighting against. The real enemies is people out here cracking motherfucking craniums like Trayvon, like George Zimmerman did Trayvon Martin. That's who they should be unifying to go get. But all we do is kill each other over stupid shit. Best Detroit rapper out right now, Payroll. What's up with the new heavyweights? Shit. They ain't fighting each other. You know, that's just what it is. Nicholas Sanchez, how would you see Caleb Plant versus Benavidez playing out? Right now, I think Caleb Plant outmaneuver him. That's my opinion. But the longer it go, the more Benavidez get his grown man strength and get more experience and work on his footwork, he probably end up beating Caleb Plant. But right now, Caleb Plant got his footwork too good, his movement too good, and he punching harder than I thought he was. Benavidez is a good puncher too, but I think it's gonna be a war. But I favor Plant right now, pretty favorably. But as long as they go, it's gonna be being Benavidez' favor. The longer they wait it out. Let me see. Royce the 5'9", Eminem, who colder? I listen to more Royce than M at this point, but overall probably M. Let me see. I'm trying to get to everybody that woke up now. Where was 8 Mile filmed at? I don't know. Shit. I was a kid when that shit came out. Damn, I thought the D Detroit, nigga. Everything was established east or west, bro. We was established first. y'all D2, nigga. We call y'all D2 or DB. D1A. How about that? We call y'all D1A, nigga. D2. Mighty Ducks number 2. I just have a nigga in college joke with me like that, man. I was like, he was like, oh man, a real D in Dallas, nigga. That shit was funny as hell, bro. He used to joke with me all the time. He ended up getting his ass whooped on campus though, in his own hood. That's fucked up. Best food is at the strip club. Yeah, I'm straight though. I eat it outside the strip. I don't want no funky pussy and gunshot holes or wrinkled pussy or booty flying around my shit. Ain't nothing flying in my stuff. If that's the case, Wilder draw with Fury hurt his stock, but we know that's not to be true. Wilder and Errol Spence, two totally different beasts, bro. I mean, yep, two totally different situations. Tyson Fury was the quote unquote lineal champion. Tyson Fury had all the belts at one point in time. What Sean Porter ever had? When has Sean Porter been considered the best fighter of anything? Never. He was never the best fighter of nothing. It's different. Tyson Fury is one of the most talented heavyweights of this era. He did beat Vladimir Klitschko. Who fuck Sean Porter beat? Devin Alexander, Danny Garcia. Two totally different situations, my brother. He said these young dudes will walk past 5 bad bitches in the club just to get your attention and try to fight with you. Yeah, it's always been like that though. There's a ton of dudes that always come to the parties to try to fight dudes, man. Peasy, nah. Peasy straight. You know, I wouldn't put him up there with Payroll, but Payroll, Babyface. I like Babyface Ray better than Peasy. Peasy straight, but Payroll, Ray. Who else you got out there? Some people like Sada Baby. He's straight. He got some heat. Obviously, you got T and Big Sean. I guess exempt because they on the major level. But who else I'm forgetting? Oh, Kid. I like Kid better than Peasy too, man. When Kid want to rap, he probably one of the better rappers out there. When he want to rap, Bloods and Crips out here still tripping. It's Nipsey hood. They don't want peace with no other hoods. Shit stupid. What's up, Fast Lane Jones? Salute. Porter, 2-time champ after Fury was coming off a 2-year layoff, and but not much. At the end of the day, Sean Porter ain't never been on Fury level. And we seen that with Deontay Wilder. He ain't never been on Fury level. You're going to try to sit there and you're going to try to finesse it however you want to finesse it. Sean, if Fury retired after fighting Vladimir Klitschko, and Sean Porter going to do whatever he going to do, Fury probably still go down as a more accomplished fighter. He'd probably go down as a more accomplished fighter. Real talk. It's just, it's point blank and serious. It's apples to oranges, bro. It's apples to oranges. He said you box a little, mama. I don't box no more. It's boxed way back in the day. So you telling me Southside Deuce, you telling me that if Sean Porter go on do whatever he gonna do in his career, Fury would have retired at Vladimir Klitschko. So you telling me Sean Porter would have a better career than Tyson Fury? Tyson Fury, who beat the lineal champ, who dethroned one of the longest reigning champions of Vladimir Klitschko. You telling me that, bro? Real talk, you telling me that? You trying to tell me that Sean Porter is better than Tyson Fury? Even off the layoff, you trying to tell me that, bro? Are you trying to tell me that? Are you trying to tell me that? Sean Porter got manhandled. That motherfucker got beat by 1-2. He got beat with 2 punches in the left hook. Please name me Fury's biggest win prior to... It don't matter. He beat Klitschko. Well, name me Sean Porter's biggest win. He ain't got no Klitschko on his resume. Got beat up by Thurman. He got beat up by he had a draw with Julio Diaz. Why are we even having this conversation? Why are we having this conversation? He had a draw with Julio Diaz, bro. He had a draw with Julio Diaz, man. We really having this conversation? You know, but yeah, let me get up out of here, man. Appreciate everybody for checking in, man. I'm going, man.